What's up, YouTube? Knight's Edge here again. Got another quick little review for you of a knife that was sent to me by Carco, aka Murdat, Morbid Klaus, whatever his name is this week. Really cool dude. And as you can tell, this week, if you've been watching my videos, definitely have a few knives in here from him. So kind of going through the Carco box this week with the reviews. Did the unboxing last week. So thanks to Carco, and thank you for watching. If you're not a subscriber, channel member, if you're not a subscriber, please consider subscribing. Hit the like button, really helps me out. Thanks to all my channel members, Patreons, subscribers, viewers, everyone that has sent me knives. You guys are absolutely awesome, and it is quite an awesome community to kind of be a little small part of. So without further ado, this is the Homer Zoo Chen. Homer Zoo Chen, C-H-E-N. As you can probably tell by the title, I can just look down at the title, dumbass. Why are you telling me? Yeah, the Homer Zoo Chen, USA made, from what I can tell. This guy is a custom knife maker. Looked at his website, and he's got a bunch of really cool knives. This is a unique one in the fact that it's an out-the-side auto running on bearings. Got the number there. Number 189, Homer Zoo on the blade. Really nice grind on the blade. Nice deep carry pocket clip. All kinds of little oddities about this one we'll talk about. Let's go ahead and do an overall and all the specs. Overall length from the tip of the blade into the handle, you're looking at 6 3/8. If you don't include the kind of deep carry pocket clip that sticks up a little bit there, 6 3/8. If you do include the pocket clip, sitting right around 6.5 total. Now your total blade length, you are going right at, I'm wanting to call that about 2 7/8. If you go all the way back to where it meets up with the handle scale, and then it does have a little bit of a sharpening choil there. So cutting edge on this bad boy, I'm wanting to say right around 2 5/8 on the cutting edge. So what I would call like a small to medium sized knife. Not extra small, probably more medium, I guess would be the right terminology that I'm making up in my head as I talk. Right, 113 thousandths, thickest part of the spine. Behind the edge, let's see, behind the edge, you are 19.5 thousandths. Thickness of the handle, under 400, right at 400 thousandths, thickest part of the handle. So kind of a thin profile on that one. Almost like maybe like a gentleman's knife, or kind of something you would carry to more like a nice dinner or something like that, maybe. Or just, I mean, shoot, if you work in a warehouse, you open a lot of boxes, whatever. I guess you could carry for a lot of stuff. Not an exceptionally hard use knife, though, I guess is my point that I'm trying to make with that. Anyway, here is the Ontario Knives Rat Model 1. Some of the usual suspects here. And the Ontario Knives Rat Model 2, both of which are larger, even the Rat 2. And the Rat 2 got maybe a little bit more cutting edge, but not too much more. Alright, put up the Rat Brothers here, and let's get out the Demco, or the, the Cold Steel knives. 8010, which totally dwarfs it, really. Right, I think, yeah. A lot bigger than that one. This is the 80-20.5 slicer, Demco knives. Still, a lot bigger. And so I'd say that's a substantial amount more of cutting edge there. Handle thickness, you can see definitely thinner than the 8010, which is a pretty thick boy there, I think. A couple more usual suspects. Here is your Spyderco Paramilitary 2 and your Spyderco Para 3. Alright. And let's see. Let's do some more random. This is your Vosteed top liner lock Raccoon. That's your new breed EDC Clydesdale. All right, put those up. And let's see, 2 more randoms. Let me dig around here. You got the Manufacturing Design Kizer Phoenix and the Benchmade 550 HG Griptilian. All right, and let's see some smaller ones. Some shorter, kind of medium-sized knives. This is the Devo Knives Premium Pony Stout, and this is the Knafs Lander 1. All right, so not too far off from the Lander 1, really almost the same as far as maybe even a touch longer than the Lander 1. Actually, now that I'm looking at it, let's see, cutting edge, maybe a touch more cutting edge. So around the Lander 1 size as far as length goes anyway. So not a bad size, not like a micro knife or anything like that. I actually have a micro knife right here, a couple of them. Let's get some small ones out. This is the Mini Tough Light Cold Steel. All right, and this is the Civivi Baby Banner, right? So definitely larger than those two. Hopefully that'll give you a pretty good idea of the size. If that didn't give you a good idea of the size, let's go ahead and break out the end-all be-all of knife videos, knife channel videos, the DeWalt framing hammer, right, and the 8-inch USA-made crescent wrench. So that explains it all, I think. All right, so that's it. Size comparisons. Let's get a weight on this bad boy. Got some speed holes going on here with it. So it's definitely, obviously, got some milling, no back spacer, barrel spacers. Pretty light, fairly thin blade. I don't know. I want to say 3.2. All right. 2.1. So I'm way off. All right, so it's pretty damn light. That's the point. Let's ignore the fact that I was extremely off on the weight there. Only by a third. Under the ounce and inch ratio for sure. It goes in and out of the pocket fairly well. Now you do have one little issue. I was just talking about the other day with somebody actually. You got those are not countersunk, those screws. So you're riding up right there, put it in the pocket, it'll have the tendency to not go all the way in, kind of maybe hit that a little bit. Not as big of a deal, you can just push it a little more and it'll go right down, but kind of something to kind of think about there. Maybe an improvement they could make. Not that they would ever watch my video on knives, but that's just something I noticed. Not by any means a deal breaker. I got plenty of awesome knives I absolutely love that have that issue too. So that satin is a bit of a fingerprint magnet. All right, let's see what else we got in means of specs. We'll do a hardware check. This is a T8 that I got right here. All right, so T8, very nice looking pivot, I think. Captive pivot on that side. I think that's pretty cool. So that's a T8 on that pivot. And they use the same, no, T6 is what I'm thinking on there. All right, T6 on the body screws. Flip her over. The carry clip, that's T6. All right, so T8 single-sided captive pivot is good. And T6 on the body screws. Just be careful not to strip them if you take this thing apart. Some pretty interesting, I think, internal milling on this thing. Kind of contributes to the weight reduction, but look at that. Kind of interesting how they did that, huh? And you got that, what is a plunge lock automatic opening mechanism. Kind of guessing it's got like a little spring or something in there to make it an out the side auto. But it's essentially a plunge lock, a button lock, right? And this thing, you can close it pretty easily. Close it easily one-handed. This thing fires out pretty good, I think. Well, if I maybe I did tighten. Well, I tightened the pivot a little too much. Let me loosen it just a hair. Let's see if that helps. Yeah. Huh. Oh, that's crazy. Oh, tighten up the pivot a little bit. Now, even though I loosened it a little bit, it does have a little bit of blade play. I'm sure there's a sweet spot there you can get. But yeah, tightening that pivot, I didn't think I tightened it that much, really. But yeah, that's something of note, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, look at how they did that. That's sterile on this side, right? So kind of like a satin and kind of like a black wash on the flat there on the blade. Really nice, what'd you call that? Like a drop point maybe. Numbered, number 189 right there. Homer Zoo. Not too much billboarding really on that. And kind of a stylish, unique little knife, I think. Ergonomically, can't really like choke. I guess you can choke back with your pinky here, you know, maybe. That feels pretty comfortable. Choked up is only a quarter-inch up. Still, you know, pretty comfortable. Thumb kind of rests right here. A little bit off thumb. It would have been nice they would have went up a little bit with that jimping, but the jimping does help. And it feels pretty decently solid and locked in. Let's see, spine whacker. Uh-oh. Oh. Huh. Maybe it just didn't deploy. Yeah, look at that. That's the first one I've ever had on the channel. Now I'm pushing. All right, I'm not doing anything extra. My thumb's off of the button. I'm pushing right now, and I'm not getting that. But if I whack it, huh? Now, right now, I'm pushing it hard. Nothing. But that impact, that gets it. That's definitely something. Never had that happen, so definitely be mindful of that. Maybe that's like an issue they fixed or something like that, or I don't know. Maybe, who knows? Carco takes his stuff apart a lot, so maybe maybe they did. Maybe he did something to it. I didn't get this knife. This isn't my knife, so I didn't get it brand new. I don't own it. I don't know the whole history of it, so I guess that is possible. I did see it listed on Love Them Knives website here. Let's double check that. And yeah, Homer Zoo Chen auto knife number 189, sold for 140 bucks. Maybe Carco bought it, or maybe he got it from somebody who bought it. I don't know. But yeah, homerknife.com is the website. So this is the same exact one, I believe. But yeah, that is kind of concerning. All right. I mean, let's see. Let me deploy it. That's deployed hard. With no impact. I'm pushing right now with no impact. It's solid, but with a little bit of impact. That's weird. Yeah, that's something to keep in mind. I mean, they've got slip flips and slip joints and, you know, other knives out there that have no locks, so I guess that is something. But if you're expecting this thing to lock out, that's definitely something to keep in mind, that it does have that kind of impact failure about it. Now, it does lock out fairly solid with just force, but as soon as you hit that with that impact, there it goes. All right, so I really don't care for that myself. I mean, I wouldn't buy it, but to me, that's I mean, not really a deal breaker, because I could do a whole video about this. So let me ramble for just a second if you're not sick of hearing me already talk about it. But to me, I'm not going to go out and use this thing to pry up shit with it. I'm not going to go out and I'm not going to skin something with this knife. You know, I'm not going to do something like that. I might open some boxes or something like that. But still, I do understand the concern about the lock failure. If you're cutting a box open, maybe there is a chance that whenever you pull it back, or if you're cutting rope, something like that, or if it gets stuck in whatever it is you're doing or cutting, there is a chance that failure could happen. And when it does happen, that's coming right down on your index right there. So that's something to definitely be cautious about. But to me, if I was gonna buy this knife, that wouldn't really stop me, because I wouldn't know that going into it. Now that I've kind of tried it out, and would probably only use it for, like, you know, just slicing tasks, or, you know, or something like that. But that is something to be aware of, right? Definitely, that definitely surprised me. Really nice ano on the screws there, and on that deep carry pocket clip. I don't beat the camera around too much, and really nice micro, like a micro milling on the handle there too. I don't know if the camera's kind of catching that, but well put together knife. That's just kind of, it's kind of surprising, kind of disappointing that it does that. I wonder if I tighten the pivot up. Let's see. Will that make any difference? Now, if I tighten the pivot up too much, remember, it won't actuate. See, look at that. No, barely. Yeah. Will that cause it to? Yeah, still fails. Damn. Just a slight loosen, maybe 1/8 of a turn, and now it's rockets out there just like nothing. But does have that failure. Right now I'm pushing on it hard, nothing. But as soon as I do a little bit of impact, yep. So that's definitely something to keep in mind. I marked up the mat a little bit. This is, I mean, leather mat, you can't really do anything about it. I like the marks on it. It kind of gives it character, you know. It reminds me of experiences that I've had on knives and stuff. And this is definitely something that's memorable. I've never had that happen. I've never had, and I've seen it many times, not saying it doesn't happen or people are making it up or whatever. I have personally just never had that happen on the on a very light spine whack test. So that's definitely interesting. All right, thanks Carco for loaning me this one. Really appreciate it, and hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hit the like button again if you like the content. Subscribe if you want more of it, and I'll see you guys on the next one.